What's up, guys? This is your boy, That Black Oni, coming to you guys today with another podcast news with my homeboy, also as special guest, the
Immortal Afro, Josh.
And today we're gonna talk about some crazy shit that is going on with Josh's
Reddit right now.
with Immortal Josh on his Reddit page, and it's crazy. So go ahead and explain it. I'm also going to have video pop up as he's talking about this and the subreddits of what people are saying or backlash towards him about Spyro. Am I right?
Oh yeah, this all right. So I posted up I guess a thread on Reddit where I say the title of it is, "Oh boy, telling the truth isn't a tolerable thing to do in this community, huh? What a joke." With a screenshot of my latest videos analytics, because the dislikes are still there. I just gotta go to them. They're not live or anything. I don't know why that is. Like YouTube, I don't know. They're probably with that whole everyone deserves to look good. No, so I got those dislikes. Show them. I earned them.
Because I remember I told you I had the same issue. So, okay, they're popping up on your analytics, but they're not popping up physically.
On the live video.
Wow.
So when people see it, it doesn't look that bad. But, I'm proud of them dislikes because I work for them. And it only goes to show how quick the Spyro community will, just try to shut down any type of criticism about this game. Because they want it to be seen as, it's a perfect game. Nothing's wrong with it. The way it's being distributed is perfectly fine. And because, this ain't the only video. I was fully aware that when this video went live, it would get a lot of, negative attention from the Spyro community.
Right.
Just like so many other videos that some of them don't even get a fraction as bad as mine is, because mine was intentionally made to be provocative. Yeah. To entice some type of emotion out of people because
they can't handle the truth.
But yeah, it's not that they can't handle the truth, but this is all it's set up like that for a reason, to see if anyone is really going to defend how this game is being distributed. Because if you notice, most people who are defending for this game or damage controlling for this game are only doing it because they want the game that bad, but they won't admit. Because look, if there was something, let's say me and you hanging out somewhere.
Right.
And I see this thing that I want that is obviously bad for both of us. I want to buy a hot gun. Off of this.
Yeah, that's definitely bad for both of us.
Yeah, this random guy. So you're there. The gun guy might be a not a dirty cop, but a cop. Yeah. Disguise. And you a witness. And if you just whatever, now you're an accomplice. So I'm like, hey, that Black Oni, man, I really want to get this RPG. And this dude man, I got this RPG. Yeah, nothing sketchy here. And you man, this is like a trap, man. I wouldn't buy that if I were you. I'm like, man, don't worry about it, but why you always gotta bust my balls, man? Don't you see? I'm just trying to Grand Theft Auto this shit up right quick, and you over here with your concern and worries, man. Give me this.
You got plenty of reason.
And then now we both screwed. And that's pretty much what the video is about. Because the Reddit thread is basically, I'm going to try to send you a link to it because I have it in the form of the app on my phone, but I don't know how to take that out.
You can tag me in it, and I'll be able to do everything then.
Okay. But essentially, I said my piece, and, of course, I want to hear opinions. That's why I put it there. I didn't link my video because I'm like, that might be too much. So let me just link this. They'll find a video because a lot of people saw the video.
Right.
Or they found it. If they didn't know about it before, they knew about it then.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what's your view count on it right now?
Right now, let me pull up the last count that Chrome on my phone will pick up. As of right now, after refreshing this browser, I'm at 470.
All right. So 470 views. Mm-hmm. A lot of comments were definitely there for that. A lot of people had something to say on it. Some of them being positive, and a few of them didn't make sense, and then the other ones, were negative. So, honestly, on this, I know that it hasn't changed your perspective of you know, what you think about this game and all of that, or, you know, let alone how you feel about how Activision is going about this game.
Yeah, because no one has presented a good enough argument for it.
Right.
Because they all stem from, I just want the game real bad. I don't care what happens. I don't care how the game was made. I don't care how it's being distributed. I just want the game. But like I said, people won't just admit that.
Yeah.
Because with the way that I said, the way I worded this video is, I'm pretty much calling those people, you know, they don't care about gaming. Yeah. I'm saying you don't care about gaming if you accept this game the way it is in its current state, incomplete for the physical copy, physical release. And the amount of excuses that mount all stem from, you know, what I stated before.
Right.
Your selfish desire to have this game for yourself, and that's it.
Yeah.
Now,
because like I said, I remember when I watched the video, I totally agreed with what you were saying in the video. Basically, because like I said, this issue has happened before in the past with other games
and game systems.
Yeah. And, you know, it's been a lot of times that we've either stood up against it, but then you'll have those people, fanboys, as we will call them.
Yep.
And some fan ladies, you know, for those who want this not to be sexist.
They are both.
Yeah. Oh, but it's just, it's one of those things that it's funny how much a person would give up, you know, towards not fighting for what they believe in when it came to a video game, that, you know, dropping their expectations for a video game just because they are towards a publisher and company, basically because they want, you know, they want to play the game as soon as possible. You'd rather play shit and wait for an update to come out for it than anything else.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like I'll say for this community, most of it probably comes from them just not being aware or knowing about the problems, you know, which I can understand because I was there. We've all been there.
Yeah.
There's plenty of games back in the past where I was just like, I love this game to death. I just want it.
Yeah.
I'll spend $120 on a special edition just to get the demo for the game I want.
Idiot.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, it was Dead or Alive 5. It was a demo to that game, and I bought, you know, this was Ninja Gaiden 3. They had a, hey man, if you want this Dead or Alive 5 demo, we'll give you access to it if you buy this $120 Ninja Gaiden statue set. You know, and of course, Tomonobu left the company. Ninja Gaiden 3 sucked. I knew it sucked. I was well aware, and I was like, I don't care. I want that demo. I paid $120 for a fucking demo.
But
now,
yeah, when you look back at that though, would you put yourself at that time in the same category that a lot of people are in right now for Spyro?
Okay. Exactly. Because like I was wrong back then. There's no justifying what I did, but that's why I said in my first video about Spyro talking about, I was like, I have made so many mistakes. Right. I have contributed to the death of gaming so much, I refuse to do it further. My thing is, do better. You know, just like in God of War, where Kratos like, don't be sorry, be better. Be a smarter consumer. Don't be out here just throwing your money at stuff because you think it's something you need.
Right.
Like, because that same day when I got that demo and was playing it, my friend L. Cross called me like, hey man, I got the demo for free. Same console, the Xbox 360. And for a hot second, that was when I realized, like, how did he do that? But, of course, you know, cognitive dissonance, like, well, I don't care. I'm going to justify my purchase because I got it now. It's mine. I got it. I'm playing it right now. There's only 4 characters on this bitch, but, I got it. And I'm like, and where did that money go? Didn't even play Ninja Gaiden 3 because it was trash.
Yeah. And
I'm like, that's not smart. You're not being a smart consumer. You're being a fucking moron. Yeah. And you need to be called out on it. And I'm like, so I don't want these people to think that I'm just here trying to shit on them all the same about like, oh, I'm the greatest. I know what's best. Like, I know what's best because I've made this mistake. That's why I'm here now.
Right.
To tell you, because like your purchase, like foolish purchases like that do have ramifications. And these companies are preying on that. They want you to be a stupid idiot and pay $120 for some shit you don't really need.
Right. But, all right, so I know one of the arguments that I've seen of lately, because I had this on my subreddit a while back, well, not even a while back, like a few days ago, where the argument was, well, the game is just $30.
40.
Oh, well. I guess they were wrong on that. But the game is
30
just
on the Spyro Crash bundle quotation. So technically, you got to pay $60 to get that $30. It's technically $30 if you buy both of these games. Like, nah. But yeah, that's the only way that game's gonna be $30. But the base game for Spyro Reignited Trilogy is $40 for 1/3 of the game physical, if you want physical.
Well, yeah, that does change the game up a little bit. But okay, so the game's just $40. So it's like, well, it only makes sense for us to get it to how we're getting it now.
That's not a discount, because there are plenty of games that come out cheaper than that, and it's all on the disc.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's a list of excuses, because I've heard them all, because I've tried them all. It's not like I haven't figured out something like, haha, I know something they don't like. Yeah, I've done this before, and like I said, I was wrong then. Like one of the most popular ones is that I'm doing it to support Toys for Bob. Like, Toys for Bob is still Activision. No, but so you don't understand. I want to support them so they can make a new game. Like, why are you worried about a new game when the game you're getting is incomplete? Like to me, I don't see a way to argue around that without ending up in the same exact room. Right. You can't say you're looking forward to a new Invisible game that doesn't exist yet on any blueprint or table, and then turn around and accept this game that is being intentionally sold incomplete.
Yeah, and I know that was one of the biggest issues that I had with the game, because, also being a collector of a game, I would prefer, like I said, 10 or 20 years down the line to still be able to play that exact same game without having to worry about the consequences of me no longer being able to download it because the server is no longer there.
Yeah, and that's a real thing. And it's like you mentioned before, aren't they like winding down for the PS3?
Yeah, that's gonna be going by, I think, a little bit after New Year's.
Yeah, and so and the thing is, like, I've used that sentiment so many times, but these guys don't care,
right?
Because it's like, well, it's whatever, dude. Like, digital is the future. That's the other one. That's the other one. That's the only one that they've been using the most in this thread, as far as like my arguments against them.
I've heard that, but people got to understand when you said digital is the future. Okay, digital being the future, you no longer own the game. That's another, sacrifice you're going to have to make if we go full digital. Yeah. You no longer own that game. If anything happens to the server or anything like that, that game's going forever.
Yeah. And here's the funnier thing, because this is what people don't think about when they see themselves as a consumer. Because when you don't see yourself valuable as being a valuable asset to a company's wallet,
right,
then they no longer see you as valuable. Because at that point, you're just a statistic, and they'll milk you. Because you're not smart enough to come at them on it.
Exactly.
But here's the biggest thing. Like, because one guy brought it up, it was like a self-defeating argument. I don't know what he was trying to accomplish, but he said, like, look, things progress, things get better. Back in the day, you had tapes, then there were DVDs. Were you complaining about tapes? I'm like, wait a minute, that's still physical media. It got better.
Yeah.
Just like DVDs to Blu-rays. Great.
Yeah.
I got more room in this small little disc, and I save space. I still get it, though. And now the argument now is like, so now I'm losing an option?
Yeah, because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, because on full digital, the reason why it's good now is because I have the physical version, everything on it, or I have the option to go digital, which is a convenient option,
right,
but it has its drawbacks. Now, one of the things that, again, no one's thought this far ahead that I've seen, not in that thread, not in any YouTube comment defending this,
right?
But I will be more than happy to hop on board the digital train if it meets or succeeds all of the prerequisites that a physical copy meets.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Because like if you can promise me that I will always have access to this, like I get my own server.
Right.
If I boot it up, it'll just generate what I want, and I'll have it, or I'll always have the best internet. Like, the problem is, a full digital future isn't sustainable. You can't promise all those things. Those are things.
That's true.
You're telling me that it's going to be great for all of us when it really isn't. It's just great for the companies. Corporations, like, they already got all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
They're pushing for digital, but there are still people, like I said, like, we're just now getting fiber optics.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's like a lot of areas in which I stay. Well, the area in which I stay in right now, the issue is for a couple of few places is we don't have those cables. They're still laying them down around here, and it might be the next, 5 to 4 years where we'll even have that.
Yeah, and here's the thing: like, even if we do get that, who's to guarantee that everyone's going to have access to it? Because,
exactly.
Not everywhere has the best options for internet. You understand that.
Yeah.
Because, the way internet works, we're not like South Korea. Everybody just has awesome 50, 100 gigabit internet.
Exactly.
There are people here, like our friend D-Star. His internet is so piss poor that it's like, he wants to do YouTube. He still can, but it'll take him hours to upload a 10-minute video to YouTube. And that is really killing his drive to even do YouTube. And I don't blame him. And I'll even admit there's sometimes when I'm like, well, Darius, man, you got friends that'll help you out. Because, YouTube is one thing.
Yeah.
You got all these friends that'll help you out. But when it comes to something like gaming, like, how many of your friends are you going to inconvenience to suck up their bandwidth? Because we all got data limit cap.
Yeah, that's true.
To download 30 plus gigs to add to your game. And again, that's another thing that this digital future doesn't account for. Bandwidth. Or, data limit caps.
Yeah.
When are those going to be unlimited?
One of the craziest things that I learned is if you have unlimited data, it sucks because you can't live stream. You don't meet the requirements or the speeds for that.
You see how they do that, though?
Yeah.
And I'm like, look at all these hoops I got to jump through just to get good internet. And you going to sell me a product that I have to finish downloading?
Yeah.
Again, how is less options in the future better? No one in the Reddit thread has considered this notion. Everyone just thinks everyone has the best internet to do whatever they want.
Exactly.
Like, one of my landladies, she has a friend who has a son, doesn't even have a next gen console yet because his mom just ain't got it like that.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm gonna help him out. I'm gonna let him have my bike. I gave him my bike for his birthday because he just don't get stuff like that.
Right.
And he wants the game, but he just can't. Games and stuff are expensive. Like, the single mom, she out here breaking her neck just trying to keep a house over the kid head. And
right.
And he missed out on it because he's the youngest one out of a lot of kids. He ain't barely get anything. And I already know, like, he might grow up with some resentment because he missed out on so much.
Yeah.
And
or if anything besides that, he might have money issues himself because he wants to get everything that he couldn't get.
Yeah.
Those are definitely things that do happen.
And people like that exist. And I'm just like, you can't call yourself someone who cares about gaming when you so quickly turn your back on all these people like they just don't exist.
Exactly.
And corporations are going to do it because they're just going to go for the option that saves them more money so they can give it to their investors.
But the key word you just said there was option. It should have been a option that, look, we will give you the game for $30 because you're buying it. Because to me, honestly, when it comes to downloadable content, it should be cheaper than the physical copy.
Yeah.
Because that's something I can always trade back. It has value.
Yeah, outside of the purchase. And
exactly.
And that's something digital can't replace.
That's true.
If I get a digital game, who am I going to sell it to?
You can't.
But if I get a game and I'm like, man, I'm falling on hard times. My friend Black Oni like, oh man, you got that God hand for your PS2 still? Man, I got garbage in it. I can't download that shit off the PSN store. And I already bought the game. I'm about to buy it again. Can I borrow yours? Like, here you go, bro.
Yeah.
Play it to your heart's content.
And like that's the thing. Like you could rent that game out to me if you wanted to.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna,
options.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Reciprocal arrangement.
Exactly.
And these companies don't want that.
No.
They want to take from you, gain as much as they can, and fool you into thinking that the least amount of stuff you have is somehow better for you.
Yeah, because, everybody knows who was pretty much guilty for it but folded because of the fan base saying, hell no, we're not going to do that, was Microsoft. Microsoft tried to do that. And
you know what's funny? It's almost as if either everyone in this community is less than 5 years old. Like, none of these people were around during 2013, 2014.
A lot of it, like I said, I think that's the amazing thing about history. You have to learn from history, so you do not repeat that exact same mistake again.
And I'm like, so where were you guys during the initial Xbox One launch and this reveal and all the policies? You can't tell me you were for all of them because the entire game community was like, get fucked, Microsoft. We're not buying that shit.
Exactly.
You were the villain if you were like, that's why, Xbox, back then, they were like Xbox fanboys, even to the point the most staunch fanboys coming from the 360 couldn't even defend that console.
No, they couldn't.
Because they were just like, so what am I supposed to do? All my options are being removed. This system becomes a brick if I'm not online. I can't do anything with it. Just like this game, Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. Exactly. What good is this game without internet? I have to download it. I have to connect to the internet to get the rest of the game. Are you shitting me? Yeah. Is it optional downloadable content? No, it's literally the rest of the game. And that's what people don't get. I'm like, and this brings me back to, why would you support a gimped product? And again, people keep saying, well, I'm just go digital and avoid the problem. You're still contributing to the issue, the bigger problem at hand. Oh, but I want to support the Toys for Bob. Like, they've already been paid for this game. Yeah. Activision paid them. So stop. Again, I call that a moral cop-out because you're only saying Toys for Bob because Toys for Bob sounds better than Activision.
No, I think what's the funny thing about that is a lot of people, you'll have people say, well, you don't know how the network works with this. You don't know how how this. No, like the craziest thing is I've been in those situations where I do know how it works. Yeah. Like, I remember a lot of people were like celebrating, like the people who weren't for this game right now due to the issue. And they were thinking, oh man, they're delaying the game. We're gonna get the full copy of this game. And I'm up here like Sarah Connor. No, you won't get the game. The game won't come out. It's still going to be the same. This is a trap. And I remember saying that and telling people basically because it takes months to print all these games.
Yeah, I fell for a hook, line, and sinker because I was so ready to get some good news for this game. I'm like, yes, they delayed it. I made a whole video. I'm over there smiling like, we done it. And it's like, nope. And I should have thought about it. I was like, damn, how long does it take to print shit to this?
It takes quite some time. Yeah. Like, I've worked in a warehouse where, like, we would already have the game a year in advance. It would be sitting in the warehouse until it was time for it to be shipped. Like, we literally did that. And the same thing for, like, movies. We'll have movies, like, a full 2 or 3 years before, because they'll already be done. So, they'll be printed. And
just to get it early, because, everything works on a schedule.
Exactly.
Nothing just happened spur of the moment.
Yeah. So, everybody's celebrating, like, yay, we need the full copy. And I'm like, no, bro. No. This is a trap. This is like Terminator. This is like Terminator Doomsday. You thought you delayed the Doomsday, but it's still, the Terminator still is coming for you.
And here's the funny thing, because a lot of people like to just admit defeat, throw their hands up like, well, what are you going to do? This is just the way it is. I'm like, well, I would buy that if the whole issue with the Xbox One never happened. Yeah. If that console came out the way it was originally coming out and people just bought it and all the complaining meant nothing, I would be more inclined to be like, you know what? We finally reached the point where the consumer's opinion truly doesn't matter about the product. Yeah. But because that didn't happen, and because that was such a huge blow to Microsoft to where that console was dead on arrival, and it wasn't even because it was a bad console, it was a bad console, but like as far as what it was capable of, like, oh wow, that thing was a beast. Yeah. It just didn't matter because it didn't appeal to the consumer. That was a corporate machine monster. Exactly. And I'm like, these people don't understand, corporate has so much money. What's going to stop them from trying it again? It didn't work with a whole fucking console. Maybe we can try with the game. Yeah. And like another thing that a lot of people don't know is, they have specific targets. When game companies do this, because it's not just the publisher's fault. It's also the game company. Like Sony, Microsoft. Yeah, because they're all in on it because it's like the same. There's the same thing with the Xbox One. Right. Like that console was designed with It was designed with all those things in mind. Like the publishers were like, we're trying to go full digital, so we need this system to do this, and that. Can you do it? And they were like, we sure as hell can. Block used games, no problem. Oh, got to sign in to make everything legit? Easy. And I'm like, and I don't think of course, everyone flocked to PlayStation when it was like, this is how you share games. Like, well, they probably could have planned that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, people need to understand, like, as a consumer, you do have influence in how this works. This ain't just about the investors. The investors don't understand consumers. That's why Blizzard is losing money right now. Because they're up to 10 billion lost.
Wow, now?
Yeah.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, it's getting worse. And here's another funny thing. This is why, because the guy called me elitist, and I'm like, well, I don't know what that means based off of what we've been talking about. But whenever I hear elitist, it usually is coming from people that are like, oh, you PC guys act like you have the best everything. Like, it's because we have standards.
Yeah. It's also because of the many reasons that, if a game isn't up to what we need it to be, we have the option to refund that game, and that does damage.
Yeah, and again, like, this all goes back to, like, because you have to be a competent consumer to see these things. Because exactly. How come you can't refund digital games on PSN, but you can on Steam? It's a tight window, but that is an option that we have, and they don't. Why is it that we have to wait longer for games to come out? Mm-hmm. Why is that? Because these companies are like, we're not going to run the risk of releasing this game in the current state, PS4 level, on the PC. Because these guys will ruin us.
They will tear us a new asshole.
Yeah.
Like, but it's funny that you said that because, I play mobile gaming as well. Mm-hmm. And I remember someone saying, so you're hyped about that Diablo, huh? And I just looked at them. I'm like, no, I grew up with Diablo being on PC and, actual like PlayStation, this was a time when PlayStation 1 was huge. So those are what I grew up with it on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, this is for microtransactions. If it was one of those games you could play fully through and you had options to different costumes and other things like that, then yeah, maybe it would be something that I would think about. But I'm like not even batting an eye to it. And then
because you know what it is.
Yeah.
What it is really.
And the other thing I actually like about the whole Google Play Network, because they're taking a copy from Steam's book on this. When you buy something, you have up to 5 hours after you play it. Because when you download it, they will let you play it. As soon as it gets finished downloading, that's when your time begins. You play it. If you do not like it, you can ask for a full refund and they'll refund it back to you.
And I'm like, that's the importance of options. And we come back to the physical versus digital. Like the reason why physical is so important, regardless of how much it doesn't sell as compared to digital, is because it is an option.
Yeah.
As the consumer, you work hard for the money you earn.
Exactly.
And to just throw that money away is irresponsible. It is up to you. It is your responsibility to make sure that the goods that these people are selling you are the ones that are going to benefit you and help you reach a level of contentment.
Exactly.
Because nobody will just be happy forever. That's why I say when this game come out, you guys are going to go hard in it for a month before going right back to how you feel now. Like, oh man, that was great. Because like
good example, Spider-Man with Red Dead.
Yeah. I'm like, these games sold, they're great. But eventually you're going to get tired of it. And you're really going to get tired of this game faster because you played it already. This is a reboot of a 20-year-old game, and I'm pretty sure the majority of the fan base has played this game to death.
But hey, can I want to do something that I also remember that happened in your Witch Cow. But Immortal Afro, this isn't a copy. This is a fresh, brand new game. They built this game from scratch.
Okay, while that is true on a technical level, it's still copy pasta. Because what would you want? Copy pasta of the original Spyro, the only good Spyro franchise, the original 3 games, or a new game. Because every time these guys got a new game, it was bad or meh.
Yeah, that's true.
Spyro has never been as good as he has been since Insomniac decided to stop making Spyro games. And I think they did a good idea. It was a good idea because they're like, yeah, we reached our max with Spyro. We got all these new characters to try different playstyles so we don't have Spyro running around looking stupid with a gun in his hand. We have done the best we can with this game.
Damn, that's like throwing a Shadow reference out there from something. Yeah,
exactly. Because Insomniac know what's up.
Yeah.
Sega. But like Insomniac, that's why they moved on to Ratchet and Clank.
Right.
And again, that game looks great. It makes sense. Mm-hmm. No wonder why the people who picked up Spyro afterwards could not recapture what Insomniac had. Because, yeah, and when they realized that quick after Hero's Tale. They were like, well, this isn't going to work. Let's reboot it. Nope.
Yeah.
Don't make Spyro a God of War clone.
And I think that's like one of those things that a lot of people need to understand. Even though, yes, this game is, rebuilt because apparently they lost the original blueprints for the game. Mm-hmm. And what was the name of the thing they used to... Spyroscope to recreate the game off of using the original PlayStation 1 games for all three of them. It's still a copy. That's exactly what it is, because you're mimicking the exact same thing. You're just making the graphics better.
And that's what we wanted.
Right.
I wanted a copy pasta. Like, just because I called it a copy pasta and you just associate that term with negative doesn't mean it is.
Yeah.
Because, that's what we wanted. We wanted the original games back because they can't make a new one. I don't want an original pasta. I want the old one.
Yeah,
like they've shown over and over successfully that they cannot produce a new Spyro game on their own. They just can't. So it's best for them to just go back. And I'm not saying it's impossible, Given with the way this new game looks, there's a chance they could probably continue the franchise. But that is not something on my mind if the current franchise, the current games that they're releasing ain't shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game looks good. I mean, it's a copy pasta. It's kind of hard to mess up a game like that.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about how good the game's going to be. I just want to be able to play it.
And I know that was one of the things that I was talking about during one of my videos is I believe the game's going to be great. Mm-hmm. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that this game will not be great. The issue that I have and will constantly have is you're taking the option away from me of having a complete game.
Yeah.
That option is gone.
Yeah.
Like,
intentionally.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, we're going to do this. And the sly way that they did a lot of this, like, oh, we're going to give it more tender love and care that it deserves. And, people will ask, how long did it take to make this game? And you hear, oh, no comment on that. We don't want to talk about that. Or it was a lot of dodging questions and only questions that, they wanted to say in the first place were, thrown out there.
And that's the problem I have with Western developers. Now, again, I'm not trying to say Toys for Bob didn't do a good job. They didn't put their blood, sweat, and tears. Like, I'm pretty sure it did. Because, again, they're remastering good Spyro games. They have never produced a good Spyro game ever. Right. So, if anything, they have to do a good job with this game. And they're going to learn so much finally rebuilding the original games from the ground up to see exactly what it was the community has been craving since then. Yeah. So, but my problem is with Toys for Bob, and that's why they don't escape criticism either, because they are a subsidiary of Activision. And the things they say, they are responsible for. Yeah. And when you intentionally don't tell me things, lie by omission, or decide to keep me in the dark about really important things, or you decide to downplay certain the intensity of certain issues, I can't trust you now. Because, look, I'm the consumer. I'm the last person you should be doing this to. Because I'm supposed to be buying the game, supporting you. But it's Activision behind it. Well, okay, now that you've acknowledged that you realize Activision is behind all this, why would you reward them for
I think that was like the most hilarious thing, because it all turns back or all comes around to, hey, we know Toys for Bob. We want to support Toys for Bob. We want to do this for Toys for Bob. And
how brave of you.
Yeah, that this is part of Activision still. You're still supporting the wrong group. They had the responsibility where they could have stood up and said, hey, some of the money that you gave us, put that towards the next fucking physical copy disc. Like the simple fact that Red Dead could still come up with a second copy.
Here's what should have happened.
For a full game.
Yeah, here's what should have happened. This is why I made the video that the Spyro community has failed.
Yeah.
They have bowed to the will of Activision because they are weak.
Yeah.
It's true. Now, I said in the video, I don't mean everybody in the Spyro community. This is like a huge majority of the community, because there are people in the community who have expressed their being upset about this whole situation. But the problem is those people are so quickly stomped out, downvoted into oblivion. If you look at that thread, when you look at it, every comment I leave has at least 10 dislikes. If you go down there, you won't even see it. You have to click on my name to see what I said. And it's not like I'm trashing the only people I'm trashing are the people who meet me with trash first. Yes. Because like I said, the video is meant to be provocative because I believe everything I said in that video is true. And if anyone can disprove me otherwise, I'll meet it. But I am so sure that that won't happen. Because
that could change my mind video.
Yeah. So you have to change my mind. But the problem is, when you get into that video, and here's the one thing I said that got a lot of heat in there. The statement, if you're not an offender, then you shouldn't be offended. Only offenders will expose themselves by walking into this trap, just like they walked into the trap with Activision.
Oh, yeah.
So if I said something and it applies to you, then it probably means it's true.
Yeah. And
now you're going to come here and try to justify what you're doing by, either dodging around a question, attacking me personally, or, just dodging around a question. Like, it'd be totally fine if you just say, you know what, you're right. I don't care about gaming. I just want the game. What can I say to you after that?
There's nothing that should be said after that.
Because you just proved me right. That's what I said about you.
Yeah.
So, but nobody wants to be wrong, and nobody wants me to be right. So we're just going to send in this silly orbit of weird name calling until we finally realize, maybe this guy was right about me. But that's obviously a bad thing. And I'm not a bad person. I didn't say you're a bad person. I just said you don't care about gaming. Now, if you know that's bad, then, self-reflection. I had to do it because
that was what you want to think. So,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It is what it is. And like I've said before, I made the same mistake, and I had to get blown up the same way. Yeah. Because most folks in the Spyro community who feel the way I feel won't say anything because they already know. Yeah, they just gonna get
a lot of heat. A lot of folks. It was one young girl. She was talking about the same discussion, and she was talking about how she felt that it should be all physical. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I think she only had 50 subs. But it had over 300 people come in and just
downvoted to hell.
Brutal. I'm talking about she got stumped out of existence. Yeah. Just powder was what she was after that.
And the stuff some people can't take that, and I understand. That's why I'm here because I don't care. Because I've seen people well, your video was acting a certain way. You just seem so pompous. I'm like, well, even if I made this video in the most respectful way I could, I promise you. Because a video that I referenced in that video was from one of my subscribers and one of my friends, Jazzy Jefferson.
Right.
I watched that video. He didn't say anything negative. He simply said, I won't support the game because I don't agree with how they're choosing to distribute it. 50 downvotes. Comments full of, how dare you? How dare you? And I'm like, so if this is if no matter how I approach this is going to get me shat on, I might as well shoot you first, because shoot first, because again, the people in here have the audacity to say what I'm doing is wrong, what I'm saying is bad. But I'm like, well, wait a minute. So which one of us is trying to fight for something to where everyone benefits, whereas in the opposition, you guys are fighting against me to try to clear your name? You're not even worried about who all isn't or isn't able to play the game because you have access to it, but you're coming to me because I called you out for what you're currently doing.
But what's crazy, though? I know some folks who actually don't even have good internet. They just were saying, well, it's a game that I want to play. I don't mind spending 12 hours downloading the game just to play it because I'm supporting the company. It's at that point, you still just want, you want the game just to play it at that point.
Low expectations. Why would you sink to such a place to... why would you sink to such a place? Why go through all that extra effort when you don't have to?
Exactly.
Every game leading up to this one, you had no problem getting physical because you got everything you needed. You may not have had the best internet, but I would rather have shit internet and download a few megabytes of patches, maybe a gigabyte at the most, versus having shit internet and then having to download the rest of my game, which is going to be anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30 gigs.
Exactly.
And I'm that's not fair to the consumer.
It's not.
And for people to just sit there and ignore that or try to conflate the two, because that was another thing that was happening in the thread. He's like, well, what about patches? I'm like, patches are patches. They don't. This game. This isn't a patch. This is the rest of the game. Why are you guys trying to make it seem like they're one of the same? Just like Toys for Bob did in that fucking video. Like, every game uses a download. Not every game requires you to download the rest of the game.
Exactly.
And then they're going to try the Black Ops 4 argument. You know, like, well, Black Ops 4 did. I'm like, what is Black Ops 4? Is that a single-player offline experience or a primarily online multiplayer shooting game?
It's primarily online. Like, that's the thing. It's not a single-player game. And I think that's where a lot of people were starting to get pissed off who really was about their life. Like, because the whole thing is just like the same thing that we may have to deal with Devil May Cry. Mm-hmm. You know, you should have online options like that for a single-player game that does not play online.
Yeah, they're unnecessary. Yeah, and like the thing with Blops 4, that's what I call it, because it's like, you know, those people have decided unanimously that we want this game on. We want more online to the point to where they were just like, well, fuck it, we'll just take out the campaign. And of course, not everybody agreed with that, but probably the majority of the base that plays Black Ops or Call of Duty at all likes to play online, because
that's the main attraction to Call of Duty.
And you know, these companies, they gotta beat on all that. They got their statistics, their charts, and their numbers. Like, wow, well, according to our last game, the campaign play mode only got so many hours compared to the online mode. If we drop campaign and put an extra online mode, which is just some a battle royale, since that's popular, maybe it'll probably do good. And I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah. But for a single-player offline game, what other chart do you need? Like, outside of
make sense.
Downloadable content.
It does. I hate when people put a single-player game that has nothing to do with anything online. Are you going to be able to play online with Spyro and like what we're gonna have next? We're gonna have a Spyro maker.
No, but here's the thing. Like, here's what they could have did, which would have been cool. But the community is so short-sighted. You know, they just want this one game. They don't understand what it means to expect more.
Exactly.
And, this is why I say they don't have any standards, low to no standards.
Right.
But one thing they could have, wouldn't it be pretty cool if downloadable content? Because we already know that adding more levels might be kind of weird, because how's it going to add to the story? We all know how this game's been. What are some downloadable content that would add to the Spyro Reignited trilogy that won't really tamper with the game's integrity as far as story and lore?
Yeah.
What's a multiplayer component that they could add to that game? Think about it. What is a mission in that game that would probably be fun as hell? Speedway.
Oh, yeah.
You could customize your own Spyro and get into online, races.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that would actually be dope. That would actually be dope.
It would. And I'm like, that's cool. But has anyone in the Spyro community even considered that? Nope. And what's even like I said, what's even more pathetic is how you guys knew they were doing this to this game, and you didn't even your resolve to defend this game was so great. And to get a GIMP product was so great, you didn't even fight. Like, let's say there was nothing they were willing to do to put the game on another disc.
Exactly.
You could have, at the very least, broke even with Activision. Was like, well, we're still not okay with this. You guys got to come up with something to remedy this somewhat.
Exactly.
If a price drop for the physical copy, that would have been great. It would have been something. 5% off, 10% off, 25% off. A freaking discount for Crash. Something. What do you get? Fucking nothing. Pay me $40 for this incomplete game, you worthless fucks, because you want this game that goddamn bad. And I don't mean to go. Well, I do. But again, I know it sounds like I'm angry because people are just saying oh, people won't engage with you when you're like this. Like this, the reason why I say things this way on this on my channel is because it's me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to sit here and create this happy-go-lucky character who's always hi guys, welcome to the Immortal Afro. Give me a hug. Oh, thank you. Have a seat over here.
Yeah.
In my easy chair.
because I think even in one of my, the skit that we did when, we had found out about Spyro coming out as, part 2 and part 3 being DLC, I even had went in. And I think I got better views from that than I did in my previous one.
It's the funny thing because, nowadays people, like, if what they said was true, if my attitude was an issue for me getting anywhere on YouTube, I'm like, well, if that's the case, I wouldn't be getting any subs or any likes.
Yeah, that's true. Because you're definitely getting both of them.
Yeah, because like I want people to see the real me, how I feel about this. Because I don't want to downplay it because this bothers me. I like Spyro just as much as anyone else in that community. Probably not enough to do and say the shit that that ship has sailed for me.
Yeah,
like enough games have been ruined, including games I like, for me to realize that that's not the way to go.
Exactly.
Me doing this is hurting the industry, and I can't call myself a competent consumer, let alone a lover of gaming, if I continue to do this. Yeah. I need to spend my money where it deserves to be spent. Because if I just throw it anywhere, I'm going to get shit back.
Yeah.
And think, I'm like, what happened? Like the Xbox One. Because, I was all about the Xbox. I was the Xbox man.
Yeah. I think even I was finna join the dark side at one time. Yeah. And basically because, like I said, I have, I have like all of Microsoft products all the way up until 360 and I stopped.
There's no reason to go past that.
Yeah. And I remember when they announced Phantom Dust and they talked about that. And it was just like, oh yeah, Phantom Dust is finna come out.
That's that
and
bait.
I'm just like, holy shit. I'm like legitly, I'm finna throw out money to buy a whole fucking system for Phantom Dust. And then a few months later, oh yeah, we're just joking, guys. That's just not coming out. But, thank you for anybody else who did, buy one early, just system early for that. Thank you so much.
And it's stuff like that. Like these companies don't care about you because if they did, they'd be doing everything in their power to make sure you got everything you wanted and more in order to secure your purchase for the next game.
Exactly.
Because, again, that's what The Witcher did. Like I said, they could have got a discount, tried to fight for a discount for this game or something. The Witcher, if you own the first 2 Witcher games, The Witcher be like, oh, wow, you own the first 2 games? You must really like what we got. We're going to give you a discount. 10% off for every Witcher game you already own.
Yeah,
I was like, bro.
That's dope. That's dope.
Didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Now you made a fan for life. Same thing with the Steam sales. And that's another thing that, again, the reason why you have standards is because your life gets better.
Exactly.
We live better now than we ever have in the past. Gaming is supposed to get better. Why would I opt for gaming to degrade with the appeal of what might be better when I know for a fact it's not?
Exactly.
Reciprocal arrangement. How are these how am I benefiting from these companies by losing options and that's what the Xbox One was. Yeah. All these locks and chains, and I'm like, geez, can I do anything with this fucking thing? I gotta check online for it to work.
Yeah, and that's that's where it comes in. Earlier also with options. When you start taking options away from us, and you have that small majority that's like, oh, we're cool with it. Like it's like, what the fuck. Because those options, when you start to take away from people, it starts to damage things that you can possibly do.
Yeah.
You have to submit to so many things. You don't, you no longer own your games to people who are game owners.
Exactly. That's why I titled, everything about that video was by design. I titled it, The Spyro Community Has Failed. They bowed to the whims of Activision. You are giving up your freedoms as a gamer to a company that does not even care about the integrity of gaming because gaming is such a lucrative market. You'd be a fool not to get in and try to get some of this cheddar. Because, look at all these fools just buying these games. Look at Activision. That's how. And the funny thing is, it's really starting to backfire on. That's why I got to give the Diablo community their props because that is a perfect example of how dare you treat us, your loyal customers. We've been paying, and enjoying the games you've been producing for us for years.
Yes.
We are the reason there is a Diablo anything right now.
That's true.
Diablo name is worth probably billions, and that's because of us.
Yeah.
For you to take all that and throw it back in our face, knowing what we're expecting, and tell us, have the audacity to tell us that, oh, well, it's a mobile game. This is what we were working on. We have no plans for anything on the PC. We're not even going to announce the main PC stuff. And don't you guys have phones? And I'm like, wow. Tone deaf.
That hurt. That hurt me. That hurt me when he said that. Like I said, I'm a mobile gamer. I play every platform game. Mm-hmm. And the simple fact that that's all you have to argue with, does not look good on your end.
It's the same thing with Spyro. Like, where are your expectations? Where are your standards? Where are your convictions? Because I'm thinking, like, all of a sudden everybody is down with digital. And I'm like, well, hold on. Did you feel this way before this game existed? Were you one of those people that were just furious whenever a game came with more than one CD? Like, cause I doubt it. No. I doubt it.
No.
Because, you know, everyone was like, oh, okay, this game comes with more, whatever. That's it's cool. Yeah. And, you know, they download. But all of a sudden, now that Spyro, the game that they were really waiting for, and I'm like, is the Spyro community really a group of people who literally only play Spyro games? Like, you guys aren't gamers, you're just Spyro-tards. I don't want to believe that. That's why I didn't say that.
And see, like, I know, like, one of the things, since you brought up multiple disc gaming on there, like, a lot of examples for great games that had multiple discs. Final Fantasy, for instance.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy franchise, born on the PS1. Yeah. Ironically, the same platform where Spyro was born. You know, what a coincidence. It
kind of makes you think there. Yeah. But, you know, like...
Grandia on the PS2. That was
you had that. You had Parasite Eve. You had
Resident Evil 2.
Exactly. You had all of these games that had multiple discs that still worked the same way, still told the great storyline in which it had. Yeah. And didn't lose any of the functions.
Yeah. And back then, the reason, because we didn't ask for that. No. They gave that to us because they wanted to make sure we had everything we needed to enjoy that experience. Exactly. And to come to this point and to have a company just be like, whoop, you don't need it anymore. Why not? Yeah. Stop asking so many questions, consumer. Don't you got good internet? You got good internet, don't you? No. All right, that's fine. Let's talk to somebody with some good internet in here. And I'm like, damn, yeah. Bro.
When switch the subject up. But, like, you know, we're going to go ahead and change up on time for a little bit and get ready to close out. So, is there anything that you want to end off on with this?
Absolutely. Like, all right, guys, look. Like I said, like, I'm the way I am on my videos on purpose because I want you guys to get where I'm coming from. An honest place. Cause I don't want to sugarcoat nothing. Cause I tried that when I first started my YouTube, and I'm like, this shit sounds stale as fuck. Yeah. And I'm like, and the more loose I got, the more like me I started acting. That's when people started paying attention.
You're right.
So I understand because like the Spyro community is pretty timid. You know, they don't deal with controversy too well. And here comes this guy coming up here ripping and running, cussing and stuff. Like, I understand. I'm a scary looking guy. But that don't mean...
But it's not because you're black, right?
Oh, I wouldn't even go there, man.
I had to do it.
Yeah. No, like I said, I'm not even thinking about that because I'm a reasonable guy. And, you know, some of them were getting that in the subreddit when I was, you know, talking with them. I'm like, dude, I will talk to you. I've been making these videos because I want to talk about this stuff. Because, you know, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I am more than happy to go over what I did. I'm like, damn, you know, maybe I was a little harsh here, or maybe that wasn't necessary, or maybe I was just straight up incorrect. I got my facts mixed up. Yeah. I just, you know, I just, a critical error. You know, I am willing to cop to that, but you have to convince me first. Just running up to me, telling me, stop spreading misinformation. I'm like, you know, I can walk up to you and say words too. Yeah. Hey, a random person on the internet I've never seen or heard of. Why don't you, you know, stop growing that third leg out your butt? And they're like, what are you talking about? Well, you're spreading misinformation. You know you got a leg coming out your butt. You know, and they're going to be looking at me like I'm stupid. And, you know, that's kind of what these guys are doing. But again, I just want to, I want to talk about it. If you are bothered by anything I have to say, right, meet me. I'll talk to you on Discord, Google Hangouts. But again, you got to be prepared. Because, you know, I didn't just pull all this shit out of my ass. You know, all this shit came from the community.
Yeah, it came from the community and research into the community.
Yeah, because, you know, I jumped into the community. When the game was first announced, I was hyped. I was like, oh, I'm going to make content. Yeah. And
we, I think all of us were hyped. You know, we already had Spyro onesies. So.
Yeah, and I'm just like, don't be thinking I wasn't a fool running around here. Like, I was so ready to hop in this one, every Spyro video. Like, all right, guys, y'all ready to go over Spyro 2? The first thing I like about Spyro 2 is Ripto. Man, that dude voice sound like, yeah, I would have been down with all that type of content. Exactly. But the minute you take advantage of me as a consumer, oh, fuck all that shit. Like, I don't even want the game no, because I played it already. Yeah. 20 years ago. 1 billion times over. I probably know every line in that game by heart.
Yeah, you pretty much do.
Seeing a few more scales on Spyro's ass isn't trick me. Is it gonna, convince me? Oh, I gotta buy this game. No, I want that game to be full, complete. And if you got a problem with anything I say, you know where to find me. I'm on YouTube. I'll be linking my Twitter in there. If you feel like I'm wrong, meet me. Discuss me. I'll keep myself under control for your streams or to talk to you. I'm not gonna come out swinging like, oh, you're stupid. Like, no, because one of the best rules when it comes to debate, assume that the person you're talking to knows something that you don't.
Exactly.
The reason why I say what I say on my videos is because that's me. That's mine. This is my domain. This is my YouTube channel. I upload whatever I want. So if you got criticism, say it on your channel and meet me in between. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I'm gonna keep on this subreddit. Keep getting chastised or whatever until people start being honest with themselves.
Right.
And with me.
So, all right, and I want to end off with that we're not talking about every single Spyro, person who loves Spyro. Because like I said, me and Immortal Afro, we love Spyro. Yeah. It's just that we're hating how they're coming with this. We're hating how they're displaying this. We're hating how they're trying to present this to us.
Because deep down, whether you want to admit it or not, it's wrong. Yeah. We all know it. It's not a secret. I understand if you're excited. I was there. And I said in my video, folks didn't even finish the video. Like, you're talking about everybody. Like, two times in that video, I was like, I made sure to clarify on who I was talking about. But, you wouldn't know that unless you watch the whole video. Yeah. So how am I supposed to take you seriously if you don't even... Anyway.
So, with lesson said, get done with the video. Understand where it comes from.
Get all your ducks in a row.
Exactly.
And meet me on the debate battlefield. But if you're one of them people that just want to fuss, then I'm just going to treat you like, the rest of the people who just come at me and fuss. If you want to discuss, I will discuss with you. If you think I'm wrong, have all your stuff lined up and, again, meet me. You got to talk to people, man. Because, people like me, I'm just going to be out here saying what I want. If you got a problem with it, you got to, hey, shut me up. Yeah. But you gotta make sure you're right. But,
And with that being said, this is your boy, That Black Oni.
I'm your Immortal Afro, Josh.
Signing out. Hope you guys had a good one. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, hit that thumbs up. Hit that like.
Leave a comment down below.
And also, hit that bell for notifications so you can get my update videos as they come out. Mm-hmm. This is your boy, That Black Oni. And...
the Immortal Afro, Josh.
Signing out in 3, 2, 1.